For years, website teams faced a rigid trade-off. You had to make a strict choice between operational convenience and total infrastructure control. Option one is traditional managed hosting. It offers a totally hands-off, easy experience, but it eventually traps you under inflated recurring costs and rigid vendor lock-in. Option two is going straight to the source, renting raw space directly from AWS or Azure. You get absolute control over your infrastructure, but suddenly you're doing all the heavy lifting yourself. Raw cloud management brings a heavy operational burden. Wiring Kubernetes, configuring load balancers, and maintaining security requires a dedicated DevOps team. Now imagine scaling that. Running production on AWS while using DigitalOcean for cheaper development environments makes juggling providers an operational nightmare. This old binary choice, giving up control to save time or sacrificing your time to get control, is a compromise businesses can't afford anymore. We need a third path. This third path is built on an efficient model called Bring Your Own Cloud, or BYOC. Instead of renting marked up space on a managed host servers, your organization brings its own raw cloud account to the table. This illustrates an orchestration layer. Your owned cloud account is the foundation, and DevPanel drops neatly on top. You retain absolute control over billing, data, and native services. Meanwhile, the orchestration layer automates provisioning environments, SSL, and backups without an engineer. You gain the precise cloud infrastructure you want, completely bypassing the operational chaos that usually comes with it. Direct infrastructure access serves no purpose if daily workflows still create friction for your engineering team. With an orchestration layer, automation gives developers immediate access to browser-based VS Code, instant project-specific staging environments, and push-button deployments. Instead of waiting days for IT to resolve a support ticket or fighting with local machine configurations, teams use self-serve environments to keep moving and testing in parallel. When you zoom out to an agency managing dozens of clients, this unified workflow means your entire team is instantly multi-cloud ready. You don't have to train your staff to master 3 different cloud APIs. You can run a healthcare client's project on Azure to meet strict compliance rules, and a high-traffic media site on AWS for sheer performance, all routed through a single standardized dashboard. You aren't forcing every application onto every cloud. You are achieving the strategic freedom to standardize your daily operations, regardless of whose servers sit underneath. Stripping away the technical benefits, adding an orchestration layer is ultimately a sharp financial decision designed to stop the bleeding of vendor premium taxes. Look at a recent evaluation by a large US government news agency that needed to migrate away from their traditional managed hosting setup. This chart shows their baseline. They faced approximately $1 million per year to host a portion of their Drupal network. By bringing their own AWS account and layering DevPanel over it, projected costs dropped below $200,000, a massive 75% savings. The Academy of Model Aeronautics used this model to manage over 30 distinct websites on AWS, completely bypassing the need to hire an expensive internal cloud architect. When you bypass the packaged rates of a managed host and pay the raw cloud costs directly, you permanently reclaim control over your IT budget. Modern multi-cloud hosting succeeds when it prioritizes strategic results over technical complexity for its own sake. A successful strategy reclaims absolute authority over your budget, your infrastructure access, your data location, and your exposure to vendor risk. Traditional managed hosting will always have a place for small, simple setups. But for organizations that require long-term independence and strict compliance, that rigid model is hard to justify. You no longer must choose between managed hosting convenience and raw cloud power. With an orchestration layer, you get both.